Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Ammar Elm, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Brandon Garcia, founder and CMO of BKXX Enterprises, a leading digital marketing agency dedicated to helping small businesses dominate their local markets through tailored digital advertising and SEO strategies. Brandon, welcome to Founders Future.
Appreciate you having me on the show.
Yeah. Did I say the name of the company correctly?
Yeah, it's BKXX Enterprises. I haven't deviated down or niched it down as I probably should have. The initial thought of that was not really knowing what the heck I'd actually be doing with the start of the company, since it got started as more of an affiliate type deal. And I just had to create an LLC to manage that side of it. But as things moved on, I figured I'd turn my knowledge into services and then go help on
Cool.
the local home service businesses. So that's next on the list, to deviate into BKXX marketing or some other type of marketing deal. Just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Fair enough. I'm super curious, man. Like, what were you doing before you started the company, and what really motivated you to get into this space?
I was selling cars. So I just moved up from Florida after spending 10 years down there, and it was 2019 going into 2020. Pandemic was looming, getting the news out of China that major virus is coming through. I was selling insurance door to door slightly prior to that, but had to get out of that quickly and then pivoted back into cars. And that was a little bit of a lifesaver to do that until the inventory ran out. So it was like a whole whirlwind for the next 2 years of trying to figure out what I'm going to get into.
Yeah.
And so as I was trying to figure out the new market and selling cars and bringing traffic to myself, I was like, why am I just doing it for one person when I can then do it for a whole bunch of different people? Plus, being in a rural area and looking up for home services for myself, realizing there was a huge hole in the market there, that nobody was really on the internet. And if they weren't set up properly, they weren't answering their telephone, responding to messages was slow. So it's been my mission to fix those broken processes within the business, get them to actually show up, be able to at least respond and follow up to a customer and provide them an instant quote, and then continue to follow up so they become repeat customers.
Okay. So you saw a gap in the market, it sounds like, in your local area. And I know for me, like I live in Canada, we experience the same exact problems with home service companies. Did you, from the start, focus on just home service companies, or were you more broad in your digital marketing?
Just broad in the sense for home service businesses. I haven't niched down to a specific type of clients. I know I can either go into pest service, roofing, concrete, or landscaping or whatever. I just haven't niched down, and I probably should. But to be honest, my first client that came to me organically was a two-bay auto shop that was just getting started and set up online and needed some marketing. Got them up and running, got them 100 leads in about 2 months.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they didn't know how to run and manage their shop very well, and they ended up shutting down. It wasn't due to lack of customers for sure.
Yeah, they had enough leads, 100%. So walk me through today what the current offer looks like. Let's say I'm a home service company. What does it look like to work with you and your company?
Yeah, so the current offer is digital foundation repair. So fix the front door of your business, so to speak, for people to actually knock and walk in and make sure they can, one, contact you. And two, since you're a business owner, you're working in the business instead of on it. And if you don't have anybody there to answer the phone, I leverage AI and put AI into your business to answer the phone, answer questions on the website, and then continue the follow-up automation sequence after that for you to follow up with the customer. Because customers, they want an answer now. They want to know they're being taken care of now. And if you're not answering the phone and making them leave voicemail messages, most likely not going to do it. I had a stat, it was like 85% of the people that call you won't call you back twice if you
Yeah,
don't answer the phone.
yeah. 1,000%. From personal experience, for me, if I'm calling somebody off of, let's say, Google My Business or whatever, and they don't answer, I'm on to the next person.
Yep.
It's the first person that picks up. I'm like, okay, I need help. So AI voice agents, are there anything, what other services do you provide when it comes to the marketing realm?
It's essentially full stack. So again, it starts with the local SEO. Next, we throw fuel on the fire there with the paid advertising. Once everything is set up, and I work with you to make sure you're dialed into your right customer and you have a proper offer out into the marketplace. Too many businesses out there are just throwing up billboards or running generic type ads that don't speak to a specific person or a specific problem. And they're following the ways of a McDonald's or a Pizza Hut or something like that. They just throw up an ad, right? And think that, okay, this is going to work. But I'd wipe the slate clean and just start from scratch and build it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like those bigger companies like the McDonald's, the Pizza Huts, those are more brand awareness ads. It's like just staying top of mind instead of actually driving customers. I'm curious for you because I have a lot of agency owners that listen to this. When it comes to your client acquisition process, how do you generate leads? How do you bring on new customers into your agency? What does that look like?
So for myself, it's reaching out and just touching someone because nobody's waking up in the morning and thinking, you know what, I need to go hire a marketing consultant today. Very few, right? It's me reaching out and showing them that they have an initial problem. For the clients that I work with, for their acquisition deal, it's primarily driven by Google service-based ads, as well as targeted display and PPC for follow-up.
Got it. Okay, so for clients, it's mainly PPC and some sort of Google ad, SEO, etc. But for
Mhm.
yourself, it sounds like it's mainly cold outreach.
It is 100% cold outreach for the most part. I've gotten a couple referrals in here and there, but it's primarily me just reaching out and saying, "Hey, I notice something that's broken? Would you like me to fix it?" type deal.
Cool. What platforms do you focus on?
As far as where I'm reaching out to folks, primarily Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Not LinkedIn or anything like that.
No, most of the folks that I deal with here locally, they wouldn't have a LinkedIn profile. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of in that realm of sub million, you're 500,000, maybe 800,000 in business or in revenue, and they want to break that $1 million mark and actually scale and expand.
Cool. I'm curious if sounds like you don't, but I guess the better question would be why don't you personally run ads to bring on customers?
It just comes from a initial cash flow deal. The clients that I do have aren't very big spenders, and so I'm
Yeah.
still hunting for that whale to have that cash flow to run the ads. There's a little bit, but it's not enough to make a dent. Following the Hormozy rule, if you have the time and don't have the cash, then you got to do the work yourself.
Yeah, the rule of 100, so to speak.
Yep, that's it.
100 reach outs a day. Nice, man. And then what does the sales process look like? What do you do to t take a client from a lead to become an actual client?
Let's start off with a snapshot report. It is like an old school report card, grades you A through F and shows how well the business is optimized from, I think, 5 or 6 touch points. Grades the business listings, social media outreach profile, reputation management for reviews. It takes a look at the website to see where that can be optimized. And then it goes into the paid ads as well as SEO. I can tell you most of the businesses that I look at are no higher than about 20% optimized online. The biggest culprits are their business listings as well as the local SO and showing up in the 3-pack. And I bring up business listings a lot as the foundation because, again, when you go to Google services, most of the SEO that's going to pop up in the area is going to be a business listing, such as either one, the Google Business Profile, Map Pack, Yelp, or Better Business Bureau may dominate the first 5 links unless, again, the main business SEO is on point for that area.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I am curious, like if you were talking to yourself when you were first starting your agency, what advice would you give yourself based off of some challenges that you faced? I kind of want to dive deeper into that to give the listeners some practical tips on things that pitfalls that they should look out for and things that they can do to avoid certain mistakes.
Number one thing is use other people's money. Not saying go into debt, not saying take out a credit card and start swiping it up. I'm saying go get your client first and then start building out your own foundation, your own base in the platform. You don't need a website. You don't need fancy CRM systems yet. You don't need anything fancy. Go out and get the client first, have them pay for everything that you want to
Okay. And then do you have certain recommendations in terms of
do.
how they should go out and get their first initial clients?
They need to pick up the phone and call somebody. If depending on the niche that you're looking in, perfect people to call. I'm giving away the secrets here, but local county classic, or sorry, local county classified ads. Anybody that's on a billboard in the
Yeah.
area, anybody
Full.
that's on a bench, Google whatever niche you're in your area, and if they're showing up 20th, those are the low-hanging fruit that may be able to help you. It's a fine line there because those that aren't showing up typically aren't doing enough business for you to work with, but you got to walk before you can run, and even some lower paying clients can cut your teeth or cut your gums, so to speak, and then put you in a position to grow.
Yeah, I think that's great advice because they're already spending money on ads. It's just the basically the most ineffective way to advertise in this modern age. Like boards, benches. I don't even know why people still maybe they work, I don't know, but fair enough. When it comes to your goals, like if you were to think about the next 12 months, the next 24 months, where do you want to take the company? Are there any revenue targets, performance targets? What are you aiming towards?
Yeah, revenue targets, I'd say in at least in the next 2 years to hit 500K, at least myself. I'm working solo. I have about 20 clients under the belt that are paying me consistently every month with no issues with credit cards going through. And yeah, and then from there, grow into at least a team of 3 to 4 when it comes to either operations management and sales.
Nice. What do you feel like is the biggest challenge to getting to those targets?
Just getting out of my own way and actually doing the work. The agency deal, freelance stuff that I'm doing is like the side business to what I do for the main 9 to 5, and
Mm,
just not quite ready there to burn that bridge and cut her loose.
fair enough. Are you still selling cars or is there
No, I moved on from there after pretty much inventory dried up and I was low man on the totem pole when it came to that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm working in manufacturing, in aerospace manufacturing, where they produce lenses and things like that go inside of airplanes and that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I sell now.
okay? I'm curious what drives you. Because obviously, sorry, I'll actually end the question there.
Yeah. What drives me, as of today, I'm tired of shuffling papers. I'm being honest with you. It's like I'm looking at all these quotes that I got to put out there, and sure, quotes mean money and things like that coming in, but the amount of stress for the amount of money that I'm getting right now is not where it needs to be. That's the motivation to get out of that.
Yeah. I had a follow-up question, but I don't know if it's appropriate. I'm curious if there's like ever a point where, actually, no, let me rephrase it. When you, do you ever feel like giving up the business and just working the 9 to 5 and just being like, you know what, why do I keep doing this thing?
Oh man, I've thought about that a couple times over the past couple years when I've had people come in and drop off and I wasn't able to get them the results. But looking back at it, realizing the results weren't there because their investment was too low for me to actually really do anything. If they come in on a base package, base program, which is heavily SaaS based, and they still have to do the work and they're not doing the work, then there's not really much I can do. That's just the realization of the wrong clients. Aside from that, thinking about, I wouldn't say folding it, but just switching back and just focusing on affiliate marketing and being that lifestyle guy guru type deal. I don't know. Like it's appealing, but it doesn't give me the sense and satisfaction that I would have of fixing the local economy and helping Main Street out where I live.
So is there ever, do you think there's a possibility where you just give up entrepreneurship, or do you think that you will always try to find a way to make it work regardless?
I'm gonna try to find a way to make it work. I've already invested too much time, effort, money to stop, and you only fail if you quit.
Yeah.
The investment side of it's been reined in when it comes to what I'm putting out to what I'm getting in because I've already essentially, I wouldn't say take my lumps, but already funded Entrepreneurship University with the courses and all that kind of stuff that I've purchased and books and all that kind of stuff. I read through it. So now it's just nose down, get to work, reach out and
Mm,
touch someone and get a deal.
make it work, make it happen. What would you say to people that are maybe in that headspace where they're like, they've been grinding, they're trying to make things work, it feels like nothing's clicking, but they know they want to make it work, but it's just they're disappointed. And that's when doubt comes in, that's when fear comes in. What would you say to those people?
Just do it for one more day. Because like I said before, if you don't quit, you don't lose. Just do it for one more day. Pick up the phone, send a message, and you never know who actually needs your help at that point in time. Keep making the posts, keep making the videos, and it'll eventually take off.
Nice. Let's wrap up on a positive note.
Yep.
What are some resources, whether that's tools, books, podcasts, that have been a game changer for you along your journey?
So the first book I would say that got me into the whole deal of marketing, so to speak, and sales funnels and all that kind of stuff was A Closer Survival Guide by Grant Cardone. That kind of was the thing because I was selling insurance at the time. Sure, they had closes and script and all that kind of stuff, but they just weren't hitting. And so it was a free plus shipping book. I got into his mentorship and then I ended up going to GrowthCon. And from there on out, it was okay, this is something new. This is cool. It's interesting. Keep learning about sales, keep learning about marketing, and then see where it takes you. So that was book number one. And then from there is the 10X rule was the second book that I got from him. That was pretty massive in the mental shift there when it comes to personal development. And then when it comes to online marketing and sales, the Secrets Trilogy, RussellBrunson.com, expert in traffic. That's the, I guess, infinity stones of marketing right there.
Yeah. What are some things that you're really excited about right now that maybe you're working on or some resources that you've recently purchased?
Uh, Two things. One, artificial intelligence. And what most people think and say is AI really isn't AI. It's just automation set up on the back end from different systems collaborated together. But what I'm talking about is like leveraging ChatGPT to one, at least give you the brainstorms and sounding board to figure out one if an offer is good and things like that and work for you and help you write and prompt and all that kind of stuff. The second thing is Offer Lab, which was the launch I was on today. Now, this wouldn't be for anybody that I work with as far as that, but other agency owners or anybody else that has like a book or any type of physical product would be great for them to get in the marketplace and collaborate with others in the space and sell your wares and goods. It's like affiliate marketing on steroids. So those are two things right there that I'm excited about.
Oh man. What is the best way for people to reach out to you to work with you?
If you want to work for me directly, you can reach out to me, Brandon at BKXXenterprises.com, email address there, or you can follow me on the socials on Facebook. Facebook, I know it's weird, but my main personal profile is slash Benny Suave 7, I believe.
Cool. Any final words before we wrap up?
No, appreciate the time you give me here. For those listening, again, the key nuggets and takeaways are if you're just starting out, don't spend any of your money. Get the money first. That's the biggest thing that I could say, and you should be sticking with.
100%, especially in a service-based business, which the agency owners, coaching, consulting, they're service-based businesses. It's a lot easier to do that than any other industry. So, phenomenal advice. Brandon, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely appreciate you.
Yeah. So that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we were able to go from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.